Our third program features two of my favorite composers, Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky and Richard Strauss. Tchaikovsky didn't have an easy life. After his failed marriage, actually disastrous marriage, and following suicide attempt by drowning in the Moscow River, Tchaikovsky's patron, Nadezhda von Meck, gave the composer money to use for a holiday. And she said, go away from Russia, go to Switzerland and recover your spirits. And so he did. And on this trip, Tchaikovsky was accompanied by a friend, the violinist Joseph Kotek. And when they arrived in Switzerland, they had a lot of time to kill. And together, they read through tons of violin music. And as a result of this violin immersion, Tchaikovsky decided to write his own violin concerto, which he completed in only 2 weeks. Over time, this violin concerto has become one of the great showpieces in the violin repertoire. It has everything. It has great melodies, technical pyrotechnics, colorful Russian orchestration, and every time I conduct it, it's a thrill. And our soloist, Tai Murray, has performed all over the world with the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra, with the Chicago Symphony, with the LA Phil. She is a recipient of the Sphinx organization, Sphinx Medal of Excellence, and is an incredible musician and fantastic violinist. The second half of the program is going to be fantastic. We will play for you one of the greatest tone poems by Richard Strauss, a work inspired by Miguel de Cervantes' famous novel Don Quixote de la Mancha. Strauss, who was a brilliant orchestrator and able to create phenomenal colors with the orchestra, captures the fantastical adventures of this aging knight-errant and his loyal squire Sancho Panza. The musical imagery you will hear is quite incredible. The anti-hero Don Quixote is portrayed by a solo cello, a part performed by our own principal cellist Cécilia Tsan, and Don Quixote's servant, Sancho Panza, is represented by the solo viola, played by our principal violist, Andrew Duckles. And I have to say, it is always such a pleasure to present our own brilliant musicians as soloists. And so the tone poems follows the adventures of this pair, Don Quixote and Sancho Panza, and Strauss selected various episodes from the novel. For instance, the adventure of the windmills, in which Don Quixote charges what he believes to be giants, the victorious battle with the sheep, where the entire orchestra bleats like sheep, or the ride through the air, and you can literally hear the wind blowing or howling and hear him fly through the air. It's an amazing moment in the piece. Don Quixote's skewed perception of the world and the clash of his dreams with reality give Strauss an opportunity for wonderful ironic effects. You will hear some of the most graphic program music ever written, and some of the funniest as well, and some remarkably touching episodes. At the core of it, it's a profoundly human story, and the music is a remarkable fusion of humor, pathos, virtuosity, lushness, and color. And it remains one of Strauss's most important contributions to the orchestral repertoire. And imagine, he was only 34 years old when he wrote this. It's incredible.